Let's talk about diversified income streams. So first off, I want to stress the importance of over allocating based on your own expertise. If you look at typical investment breakdowns and how to allocate a portfolio, you'll see many different prescriptions, but it's important for everyone to focus on their advantages, their competitive skills that can set them apart in the marketplace, and then to have a portfolio that leans into those strengths. It's okay to have a portfolio that's over allocated into real estate if that's where you add the most value. And on the flip side, if you are very into the specific crypto environment or stocks and bonds and you understand the companies that you're invested in very intimately, then that might be an over allocation in your own portfolio. For me personally, real estate is my primary method of building a portfolio. That's where I built my expertise, and I'm okay over allocating into that investment class since it is what I understand best. Now, consider yield and longevity. Not every vehicle, not every asset class offers both. Mortgage notes, for example, offer amazing yields whether you buy a non-performing loan and rehab it and collect cash flow, or a lump sum settlement, or if you're just buying reperforming loans to cash flow, the yields are great, but there's not longevity there. Once a loan is refinanced or paid off, you have to get back to work again, reallocating that capital. So make sure that your portfolio balances longevity against immediate yield. For example, with rental properties, you can have a perpetual cash flow that doesn't need to continually be upkept with new acquisitions. Whereas the mortgage note side can offer you great yields in the beginning, but does need to be focused on incoming pipeline opportunities to keep your portfolio active. Now, mortgage notes are eventually paid off, so you do need to focus on the acquisition efforts. And in any transactional type of business like rehabbers who are fixing and flipping properties, the pipeline of acquisitions is critical, and you always have to continue the efforts to have new opportunities flowing through. So, like I mentioned, rentals do cash flow perpetually, and other investments that you can collect dividends from, or other types of revenues that continue to pay out over time, are a great diversification in your portfolio. So it's important to understand those limitations of mortgage notes when you're structuring your own portfolio for longevity and immediate yield. And then finally, don't underestimate preservation of capital. Of course, in any business, you'll see this back in the crypto craze, not your keys, not your crypto. If you don't actually own the asset that you think you own, there could be immense downside risk. Just like with mortgage notes, if you don't record your assignment of mortgage in the public records, then you could potentially have a total loss on your investment. Having that secured lien on a property that's registered with the county recorder, make sure that you are on title. Now, in any business, you want to focus on preservation of capital. And whether that is precious metals, which don't offer a yield but do offer some immediate intrinsic value, versus real estate where you have a deed to a physical property, you want to make sure that you own the assets that you have in your portfolio and you don't have counterparty risk with your brokerage firms or your custodians or other counterparties that might be involved. So don't underestimate preservation of capital. Me personally, I experienced this firsthand with the BlockFi bankruptcy. All of the assets that I had in my interest account are essentially lost in the bankruptcy. So you need to make sure that you focus on preservation of capital, and mortgage notes are a great vehicle for that when you conduct business properly, recording your assignment of mortgage in the public records. So that's all we've got for today's episode. Tune in next Wednesday for our case study, and I'll see you then.